You live surrounded by noise, not just sound, but stimulation. Notifications, conversations, headlines, hums, layers of input pulling your attention outward constantly. Your mind adjusts but never rests. Even when quiet, the echo of stimulation lingers, like invisible static between thoughts that never fully fade entirely. This is Vitality Vibes, where rhythm meets awareness. Today we explore how silence improves brain regeneration, the science of stillness and how the brain heals in quiet beautifully. Silence feels empty, but biologically, it's full of repair, full of recalibration, full of energy returning to the circuits that carry your attention peacefully. Noise activates the amygdala, your brain's threat center. Even low-level noise keeps it slightly engaged, maintaining a background layer of stress signaling persistently. That constant vigilance taxes neurons, increasing cortisol and limiting the resources your brain uses for regeneration and learning subtly. Silence reverses that, not instantly, but rhythmically. It's not the absence of sound, it's the presence of recovery happening beneath the surface quietly. When you stop feeding the brain stimulation, its networks shift from reaction to restoration. The default mode network turns inward, reconnecting fragmented awareness seamlessly. This isn't spiritual metaphor, it's measurable biology. In silence, the brain literally begins to repair itself. Neurons regrow, glial cells clean, chemistry rebalances naturally. Let's decode that process. How quiet changes your brain's structure, not through belief, but through cellular rhythm and neural renewal genuinely. When silence surrounds you, your brain doesn't shut down, it reorganizes. Neural activity shifts from sensory processing to internal integration, from reaction to regeneration seamlessly. Studies from the University of Pavia showed that just 2 hours of silence per day stimulated new cell growth in the hippocampus, the memory and learning center, elegantly. That discovery changed neuroscience, proving stillness itself promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, something once believed impossible in adult brains fundamentally. During silence, the default mode network activates, a collection of regions responsible for reflection, memory consolidation, and emotional processing collectively. This network consumes high energy, but not for multitasking, for meaning-making. It reprocesses experiences, strengthens connections, and prunes unused pathways effortlessly. Noise interrupts that pruning. Constant input prevents the brain from clearing neural clutter, leaving circuits overstimulated and energy scattered continuously. Silence reintroduces rhythm. With fewer sensory demands, glial cells begin cleaning debris, proteins, waste, and metabolic byproducts left from overthinking regularly. This process, part of the glymphatic system, runs most efficiently during rest and quiet, flushing toxins that dull cognition and slow focus naturally. Even short silent breaks between tasks enhance this cleaning cycle, lowering mental fatigue by restoring chemical balance in cerebrospinal fluid steadily. Silence also regulates cortisol. As auditory input fades, stress signaling decreases, allowing the prefrontal cortex to recover its precision for reasoning and creativity naturally. The cardiovascular system mirrors this. Heart rate lowers, blood flow to the brain increases, oxygenation improves. Clarity follows physiology always. When the amygdala quiets, dopamine and serotonin rebalance, creating calm alertness, the optimal mental state for memory and creative insight consistently. Silence doesn't dull stimulation, it refines it. The brain becomes more sensitive to subtle signals, texture, tone, intuition, because noise no longer dominates sensory bandwidth quietly. Even the auditory cortex benefits. Periods of silence reset its baseline, improving sound discrimination and emotional tone perception once normal listening resumes effortlessly. That's why music feels deeper after silence. Your neurons recalibrate, restoring range, contrast, and emotional color missing from constant noise exposure profoundly. Neurochemically, silence raises BDNF levels, the same growth factor linked to learning and resilience, showing how quiet literally fuels brain adaptation consciously. It's not avoidance, it's renewal. Silence restores neural symmetry, balancing excitation and inhibition, giving the brain room to breathe and rebuild dynamically. In every system, cognitive, emotional, hormonal, quiet brings coherence. It's the mind's version of homeostasis, where chaos settles and creativity returns faithfully. But silence is fragile. It must be cultivated through routine, awareness, and rhythm that let your nervous system experience stillness as safety rather than void intentionally. And that's where the final act begins. How to practice silence daily, not as escape, but as ritual for regeneration and focus authentically. Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the return of rhythm. It's the mind sinking back to nature's slower, restorative biological tempo consciously. To regenerate, your brain needs those pauses, not hours, just moments. Even 2 minutes of intentional quiet between tasks recalibrates neural synchronization noticeably. Start your day with silence before screens. That small gap lets your amygdala stay calm and prevents premature stress signaling from hijacking morning focus rhythmically. Breathe through the quiet. Each exhale lowers cortisol and opens oxygen flow. The nervous system interprets stillness as safety, activating the parasympathetic response instantly. In that state, your prefrontal cortex reawakens, the part responsible for planning, focus, and perspective. Silence returns executive control lost to noise automatically. You can practice micro-silence anywhere, before meetings, after calls, during transitions. The goal isn't meditation, it's sensory fasting, letting the brain digest stimulation peacefully. Each moment without input allows glial cleaning, neural rest, and hormone balance. Over time, clarity becomes default, not effort, as silence redefines normal mental tone naturally. Protect that rhythm. Set sound boundaries. No music while eating, no podcasts before bed. Give your neurons empty space to recover deeply. Even environmental silence helps. Nature's quiet, rustling leaves, distant wind, stabilizes alpha brainwaves, increasing calm attention and emotional balance holistically. Researchers call it soft fascination, effortless focus on subtle natural sounds that restores depleted attention networks through gentle sensory stimulation consistently. Silence also deepens creativity. During quiet reflection, the default mode network combines past experience with imagination, forming new connections that structured thought can't access easily. That's why ideas surface during stillness. Not forced, but released. The subconscious emerging when input ceases long enough for insight to breathe fully. At night, silence becomes medicine. Noise disrupts slow-wave sleep, preventing memory consolidation. A quiet environment increases REM quality and daytime alertness measurably. Digital silence matters too. Constant notifications mimic background stress, keeping the brain's alert system half active. Turning them off restores dopamine rhythm and attention stability remarkably. Over time, silence reshapes your baseline. Stress response lowers, patience rises, presence feels natural. Your brain learns rest as a skill consciously. Because silence is neuroplastic. The more you practice it, the more your circuits adapt. Calm becomes not reaction, but identity gradually. This isn't escape from life. It's alignment with it. Noise has rhythm, but silence has depth. Both complete the cycle of cognition beautifully. When you give your brain stillness, it doesn't empty. It rebuilds. Neurons reconnect, chemistry settles, and awareness starts feeling like home again truly. So take silence like a supplement. Not for isolation, but regeneration. A few minutes daily rewires your brain's relationship with effort permanently. You've been watching Vitality Vibes, where rhythm meets awareness, and where silence becomes not absence but presence, the sound of the brain healing itself naturally.